Hi and welcome to the screencast of the DataPath.io tech demo. I'm Sebastian and I'm going to show you our Anycast use case. Here, this is our network emulator and you can see our test setup, which is based on VirtualBox virtual machines. On the left side, we have two clouds which are connected to the DataPath.io equipment. So one is in Seattle, the other one is in LA. We emulate a BGP network which is similar to the topology of the internet. We also emulate 3 clients connected to that network, and one client is in Portland, second one in San Francisco, and one in Santa Barbara. For our example, we host the website streaming application at our 2 clouds in an active-passive deployment, where Seattle is our master. So let's go to the dashboard. First of all, we need to create an Anycast cluster. So with this new Anycast cluster, we have reserved an address space. This is 10.1.1.0/24. And this address space is routed individually for our application within that BGP network. If that BGP network were the internet, of course that would have been a publicly routable IP address block. Okay, let's give that new cluster a name. We call it streaming website. The next step, we have to connect our cloud providers. So click on Attach Cloud. And you can now add a separate part of such an infrastructure as a service offering to our cluster. You can see that we support different regions of the Amazon Web Services over here, and we have other regions of Rackspace over there. You can mix them to your cluster. All of them are routed within the same address space based on our preferences. But we take the local deployment, which is Seattle and Los Angeles over here. Now we have to select our master. So both of the regions are now in the standby group, and we need to propagate Seattle to become the master. So we click on Activate. Now we have configured our cluster. All the users are routed to Seattle, and as soon as Seattle fails, all the users are routed to Los Angeles. So now let's switch to the client in Portland, and this is our streaming application. In the top you can see there is a status line which shows which region currently serves the requests and the video. And this is basically just an AJAX call which updates every second. Basically just takes a text file from the web server. So let's start the video. The video has a 1-second buffer, so we can see immediately if there is a problem. And this is what we want to simulate now. We click on the network emulator, select the equipment in Seattle, and let it fail. We click on stop, so we will effectively stop the virtual machines. So immediately the video hangs, but the network in the background is already reorganizing. It will take a few seconds to recover. Now the video continues streaming from LA. We can now assume that the Seattle cloud recovered, so we start the virtual machines again. Let the video run and wait for the virtual machines to come back up. So now the status line has changed back to Seattle because our master setup has returned. So what you've seen now was our global standby scenario. We can also change our cluster to the global gravity scenario, which is the default for traditional Anycast routing, and it applies to active-active deployments. You can now see that all the regions are part of the active cloud group. The routing parameters change to the BGP distance-based routing. So now again, if we open the Portland client over here, you can see it's served by Seattle. If we open the San Francisco client as well, it is served by Seattle. And the Santa Barbara client, because it's closer to LA, is served by LA. Let's see what happens if we kill the Seattle cloud again. The 2 clients have rerouted quite quickly to the new region, and the client in Santa Barbara is unaffected, of course. So let's go back to the dashboard. You can also switch to API-based routing. And the API-based routing allows you to fully customize the routing parameters and fully optimize the routing based on your own decision making. These are the 3 use cases that we have currently implemented in our prototype. I hope you enjoyed this little demo, and yeah, thanks for watching and see you soon. Bye.